Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Same Sphere Gaming. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Matt.
Welcome back to Moonlighter. We need gold. So we're starting off by selling a bunch of stuff. And hopefully no thieves. That would be nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I was just checking with Matt. It looks like we have all the upgraded armor and swords for this dungeon. So I think all the other materials we will need for the next set will be in the next dungeon. So I think we're just going to focus on actually beating this dungeon. Oh, I forgot we got a spear. I don't know if we should sell that
Then
or what.
wasn't there a sword thing that we got earlier that we never really took a very close look at?
Let me check. Hopefully nobody steals anything.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Although I might sell the knuckles because of the gloves. I think having I like the sword and shield, and having a bow would be better, although I'm very nervous about selling these. What is the price? I'll do like 10k, I guess, and then maybe people will look at it. Vampire. Oh yeah, we got the vampire amulet too. Not for sale. Oh, you're right. I don't think any of this stuff is for sale. Oh, okay. It's funny that all the people knew that. They're like, hey, you're not supposed to sell that. Anyway, let's finish out this day of selling. I don't think I'm going to use the vampire ring because it reduces damage and it's only 2% into HP. Although,
Yeah.
I wonder if I can keep it with me and then like if I need to heal, I can switch it on or something. That would be nice.
Yeah, so it like reduces your damage by 20% and heals you by, I'm assuming, 2% of the damage done.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, that's too much for that. I think we'll close shop. Whoops, let's just do 7,000. Oh, someone's looking at it. No. Do 6,000. Oh, he's looking at it again. I didn't know they could do that. Nice. Come look at it again. He is gonna look. That's hilarious. Oh, awesome. That's the face I like. Begrudgingly buying it. Okay, well, that's it, everybody. Get the heck out. Nice. 73,000. So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to store the spear. And the other amulet's kind of weird. I guess there's more in here I should have been selling, but because there's less starred things. Oh, I will do that tomorrow, in-game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need this, and I need this. Or, wait, I think I can take it out of your storage. Okay, sorry, I'm going to make some potions, but it takes it out of your storage chest. All right, a little bit of a slow start, but just trying to prep well so we have a chance at beating it. Okay, so we'll make 4, I guess. I'll make 5, and then, but this is the expensive one. Okay. Is there anything else? Did I not have a... Oh, that's an amulet. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna toggle that one. Okay, we are good to go. Whoops.
Was there something you were saying you could buy right before we started recording?
Oh, yes. Thank you for
Or
reminding
maybe you
me.
said build. I don't know, but
Thank you, Matt. Yes, there was. We can upgrade the bow. I'm gonna remove that from the wish list. Yes, and that looks like it's way better. Poison bow. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, thank you. That's a big deal.
do you really want 2 different bows in there starred? It looks like you had 2 of them starred, but maybe that's just me. Sorry, not trying to.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I'd be
Trying to tell you how to play or anything.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. Wow, somehow I got all of those starred. Thank you. Yeah. All right, we're good.
Maybe there will be even more things to sell.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. So the nice thing about taking that amulet off and on is as long as it's in the top row, even if I die, we'll keep it. That was something we learned a little bit ago, but that is very useful. Now let's try out this bow. I've never actually used one before. Ooh. All right, this is awesome. I hate those things. The poison killed it. Wow, I might have a new favorite weapon here. Although with this guy, it's kind of annoying. There we go. All right. Ouch. Oh, I didn't know that was going to give me something. Destroys 1 artifact. Okay, so just move that here. This one destroys 1 artifact. Curse. Oh, yeah. Okay. Guess I'll destroy that artifact curse.
And now those could be placed anywhere, basically.
Yeah. Ouch. Yes, give me the orange.
Yeah, sword still does more damage.
Yeah. But there's a lot of enemies that are annoying, and it's like from a distance. Now, let me see if there's something in here. Should I try to fall down? I don't know if I should try.
I wouldn't expect it with those ones.
Okay.
Because, like, they're covered.
Right.
But, I don't know. Maybe that's more reason to think they would lead somewhere. But, I don't know. I see leaf-covered pit, I think trap.
True, yeah. Whoops. Okay, sword and shield is, I mean, yeah, it's better in a lot of ways, but the bow has uses for sure. Okay. Nothing weird there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is switch on this amulet. Let's see if we can get back some of that health. Whoa. Nice. Very cool. Wow, that didn't give me any items. Okay, that's a dead end, I guess. No, I'm not going back. This keeps prompting me. Don't need that. Don't need this. Don't need... Whoa, that's expensive. Don't need those. What about this thing? Whoops. Whoa. 60 and 400. Sorry for the screen craziness. Okay, that. All right. Getting rid of these things. There we go. Let us continue onward. See, now this thing can't even touch me. Which is awesome.
Victory for the bow.
Oh, here we go. Now for the boss, I definitely want to take it off because I just want to deal as much damage as I possibly can. I love that.
Don't even give it a chance.
Okie dokie. Pretty sure this thing is not worth very much. I really need to be careful not to do that to the amulet. Oh, that's where we came from. Right. What is that thing? That's a new enemy. But it does not matter when I have the bow. Ooh. Okay. It's a mimic! Oh my gosh! I hate the mimics.
Especially with other enemies around also
Dang.
damaging you. But also, lots of potions.
Yeah, that was good. The bow is awesome. What is that? Give it to me. What? I can't pick that up. What is that?
No idea.
Weird. I think...
No, maybe it's because your inventory's full.
Oh, that would make sense. Pure acid. No idea. I guess we can do this and just... Ouch. Really getting hurt from that. I'm kind of hesitant to go back this early, but this stuff is worth a lot. All right.
So wait, you can't like stack any of that? Well, whatever.
I don't think so. It was a lot of actually pretty rare materials. Okay, I don't know what that turned into. So I'm just gonna... Should we do another day of selling and then verse of the day, maybe? Just because I think also my chest space is almost full, too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So, like, verse of the day while selling?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, question.
Yes.
I'm curious about the way that you would pronounce a particular name.
Okay.
Are you a Habakkuk or a Habakkuk kind of guy?
Habakkuk. Definitely.
Okay. Because I've definitely heard both.
I have only heard Habakkuk. I didn't know there was another way. That's funny, though.
Anyway, that's what I'm about to read from, specifically the first chapter, which it's not exactly something I would typically pick out, but so it's been a while since I've read this passage for sure,
Yeah.
and even any other passage that indicates something like this. Basically, the reason I'm reading this is because I've heard people say something to the effect of like God can't be in the presence of sin or something to that effect.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure I agree with that because, I mean, you know, Garden of Eden, right after Adam and Eve ate from the tree they weren't supposed to, God literally, like, still went there physically with them, it said.
Yeah.
So, like, he was in the presence of sin.
Right.
So I kind of wonder, or at least wondered a little bit, where somebody would get an idea like this.
Right. I would wonder too.
This passage doesn't say that exactly, but it says something that could at least give somebody, you know, a at least a singular passage to try and make an argument from, at least.
Okay.
But I'm still not saying I agree with that notion. But let me just read this, and then you'll pick up on what I'm getting at here.
Okay.
So there's already been a little bit of back and forth with Habakkuk basically asking God why it seems like he's okay with wrongdoing in the world.
Okay.
And then God gives somewhat of a response, but I'm getting back to the after God's response and back to what Habakkuk says. So anyway, I guess I will I'm trying to think of where to start and end this. I think I'll start with verse 13
Yeah.
and maybe just go through verse 15 to keep it kind of short.
Okay.
But the verse 13 here, I think, is what gets at maybe a hint of what I was just talking about.
All right.
Okay, so Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 13 to 15. Verse says 13 to 15. So it says, "Your eyes are too pure to look on evil. You cannot tolerate wrongdoing. Why then do you tolerate the treacherous? Why are you silent when the wicked swallow up those more righteous than themselves? You have made people like the fish in the sea, like the sea creatures that have no ruler. The wicked foe pulls all of them up with hooks. He catches them in his net. He gathers them up in his dragnet, and so he rejoices and is glad." And that's where I'll end the reading there. But especially that first sentence there,
Yeah.
or half a sentence because there's a semicolon in it, but whatever, where he says, "Your eyes are too pure to look on evil."
Right.
I mean, that's definitely still not the same thing. Also, with, like, you know, some of the prophetic works and the poetry and different things like that, like, it's not all meant to be taken literally.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because, I mean, one would think God being all knowing and being omnipresent,
Yeah.
that he essentially looks on evil all the time.
Yeah. So here is a pretty strong counterpoint that I'm going to make also. Oh, here's a thief. Samson kills a bunch of people with a donkey's jawbone, and which means he's touching something that is dead, which is unclean, and you're not supposed to do that. I mean, I'm not totally sure if that's 100% like considered how sinful that whole thing would be, but that seems pretty sinful to me. And yet it was the Spirit of God that allowed him to be basically victorious in that fight, if I'm remembering all this correctly.
Yeah, so God's Spirit is essentially what gave Samson any of his power, really.
Yeah.
Like, it was given to him because of, him following the Nazirite vow and whatnot. But
Right.
it was still the Spirit giving him the strength. Now, it is said during kind of the chapters in Judges that lay out Samson's story that God actually specifically, uses him doing things like that as a way of weakening or working against the Philistines who were ruling over Israel at the time.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I've just heard.
That's kind of what made Samson a judge in the first place, because he delivered Israel from the Philistines.
Right. Yeah, I just heard the jawbone thing is like a kind of a sign that it's not exactly 100% approved, I guess, if that's the right word, or like there's God's perfect will and his permissive will. This is one way I've heard things explained. And so, like you're saying, Samson delivered them from the Philistines in a way that is his permissive will, I guess. And I'm not claiming to be an expert at all, but it's just part of the way I understand things.
Yeah, really, and since I've been reading Judges lately, I can talk a little bit more about the overall themes that I see in it.
Okay.
But it seems like in Judges, just as a whole, there's a lot of God specifically doing things that are unexpected and even maybe a little bit, against his previously stated commands, either for the sake of rescuing Israel or even maybe just like making some kind of point.
Okay, I see.
There's another thing that happens with a particular Levite, and it just is all kinds of wrong going by,
I read that
the
just
standard
recently.
of God's commandments.
Yeah. It's so funny because I'm actually reading Judges at the same time as you, so I see like your updates, and I'm like, oh, I just read that story. Yeah, that one we don't need to go into, but
Well, I mean, there's technically a couple I could point to there, but
yeah.
Talking about Levites, in any case, yeah, it's the kind of thing where it's like, if you read it as an isolated thing and just assume that God is always okay with such things, then I don't think you're reading it right.
Yeah. Yep. Let me see here. I think this will
But,
remove
yeah, as to the Habakkuk verses I was just reading, the part where it says that, your eyes are too pure to look on evil and you cannot tolerate wrongdoing, I think it's, just more so alluding to the overall righteousness of God.
Yeah. Hey, I keep picking up all this cheap stuff. I mean, I can understand kind of why someone would say that, because God is love and perfection and goodness. And so if there is sin, and where there is sin and evil, they might argue that God is not present because he is like perfect. But yeah, I'm not sure I 100% agree.
There are even times when it seems like God maybe tolerates sin or like gives it a bit of a pass, but just as another example, the town of Nineveh,
Yeah.
when you read through Jonah's story,
Yeah.
like it was a pretty wicked place based on the descriptions in there.
Right.
In fact, that was part of the reason Jonah didn't want to go and prophesy to Nineveh, was because he was, assuming that God would show mercy and grace to them, and he didn't think they deserved it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, for one thing I'll say is that, God a lot of times isn't like real quick to bring, immediate punishment, especially for like, what might be more of an isolated incident.
Yeah.
Now, if there are patterns of sin, though, God is definitely going to bring about eventual justice to those people.
I went the wrong way. Yes, definitely. So much that things like I don't remember what his name was in the Bible, but he touched the Ark of the Covenant and just died right then.
Yeah, now that one was sort of an immediate thing.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of different things that God does in just different kinds of situations where it would almost seem contradictory, but much like Jesus interacted in ways that weren't necessarily expected, it was more so, going with whatever needed to be said or heard to that person in that moment.
Yeah.
Not saying that there are no absolutes when it comes to God and his righteousness.
Yeah. Okay, this looks good. I thought I picked up. Okay, yeah. This one. Sweet. We are moving right along.
But yeah, I think when it comes to, when it comes to what seem to be some of the stricter rules and whatnot, over and against just general attitudes, those are the rules are more so what seem to kind of appear less consistent.
Yeah.
Or at least less consistently followed.
Right. I think I'm going to go back real quick. We cleared a lot of space in our treasure chest, so it's looking good. Everything's looking up. Whoops. There we go.
You got like a almost V-shaped sort of thing going on in your inventory there with the randomized ones.
Okay. How are we doing on time? I kind of...
It's probably about time to wrap it up.
Okay. Sounds good. Don't worry, everybody. We're getting there. I am a little bit nervous. We haven't seen this next boss, right? So
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. So possibly next episode we will see what happens.
And that'll be the final boss of that dungeon, probably, right?
I believe so. I think there's only 3. And also maybe what I should do is, oh my gosh, I didn't know that mushroom was worthless. Maybe what we'll do is go through the selling portion so that everyone doesn't have to sit through that again, and then we'll just catch right up at the dungeon. If that sounds good to you, Matt.
Fine by me.
Shouldn't take long. And then watch something crazy is going to happen. No, I'm kidding. But, yeah, join us again next time. We'll see the new boss.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.